What's good, everybody? Welcome to Tech Savvy Buyer. So a couple weeks ago I did a video on 10 reasons why you should absolutely buy a PS4 Pro, and I thought it only was fair if I did one for the Xbox One X since I have a tremendous amount of love for both of the consoles. For those of you guys who didn't catch the last episode, I'll go ahead and link it somewhere in one of these cards, but you can go ahead and watch that video if you didn't get a chance, and just to get you up to speed. So what we're going to be doing today is going over some reasons why I think you should still be looking at the Xbox One X, even though it's almost 1 year old at this point. Nonetheless, I think it's a very, very solid console, and if you are a person who owns one of the old fat Xbox Ones, this is a no-brainer for you. So some of the stuff I'm going to share is also going to be applicable on the Xbox One S or the original Xbox. Nonetheless, let's jump right into the most obvious feature that this system offers, and that is 4K gaming, guys. Those of you guys who don't want to spend an arm and a leg on a PC with a capable card that can support 4K games at a frame rate of 60 frames per second, the Xbox One X is the best choice available today for consoles. Sony's PS4 Pro can somewhat hit native 4K in some games, but most of the time is using dynamic scaling. The Xbox One X has a much better support for 4K resolution across multiple titles, and there's a bunch of comparisons out there by Digital Foundry where you can see the difference in resolutions and graphics. Nonetheless, if you have a shiny new 4K TV that you really want to have an excellent gaming console performance or experience with, you gotta look nowhere else other than the Xbox One X to give you that crispiness, that detail, that resolution, that texture, pretty much all good things about gaming. So for those of you guys who aren't aware of this already, it's been their most touted performance feature. Xbox One X does support 4K gaming at excellent performance. So if 4K gaming isn't enough reason for you guys, definitely look at Game Pass. Game Pass is Microsoft's service of being able to stream games kind of like Netflix works and how PlayStation has PS Now. Game Pass is only $10 a month, so it's half the price of the Sony's version, and it's much better in terms of usability. It is a fully functional package. Game Pass just works great. I have nothing but great things to say about it, and for only $10 a month, I think any person should definitely consider purchasing this with their system, especially that it's on Xbox One X. Even the games that are Xbox One X patched do support that functionality, and you're able to get those patches with Game Pass. Another cool thing about Game Pass is that any exclusive titles that come out for the Xbox One, such as Forza Horizon 4, are available day one on Game Pass. So for $10 a month, again, you get access to over 150 games that are all awesome, and you get access to any of the exclusives that Microsoft puts out day one when it's available. So what's also cool about Game Pass is if you have a Windows PC and you have your Windows account synchronized on both, you can actually access your Game Pass account from your Windows PC and actually download those same games onto your PC, if it supports Xbox Play Anywhere as well. So kind of a caveat there, not all games that are on Xbox Game Pass are available on your PC, but for example, Forza Horizon 4 is available on PC, so is Gears of War, so is Halo. Xbox Play Anywhere is another feature that I think any gamer can really get behind. You're able to buy a game for your Xbox One X and play that on your PC. Granted, there are a limited amount of games that are available and support this functionality. It's still really, really cool. Imagine being able to just leave your console at home, and if you're at work with your Windows PC and it's, or a pretty decent laptop, you can play on your laptop, just hook up your Xbox controller, and it works pretty seamlessly. And that's the wonderful thing about what Microsoft has done. They've integrated their desktop or their operating system Windows really well with the Xbox One X or the Xbox One and any one that you really look at. And there's a couple other features that are supported just because it's running on like a Windows 10 customized OS, but I'll get to that really shortly. There are some features that are on the Xbox One X that you have on Windows as well, and there's a couple apps that you can use, which is really cool, and that's going to be another thing I discuss here in a bit. So I know most of you gamers really appreciate good quality sound. That's why we have excellent expensive headsets made by Astro and whatnot. Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, two extremely good features that are only available on the Xbox One X. I wish the PlayStation had took this route and supported the same thing, but unfortunately they didn't. And Xbox is the only console right now that's offering support for Dolby Vision. So for those of you guys who don't know what Dolby Vision or Dolby Atmos is, Dolby Vision basically supports or enhances HDR functionality of your TV. So you spend all that money on your shiny new TV, why not take advantage of all the HDR capabilities of it to the maximum ability? Dolby Vision is excellent. If you haven't experienced it, I urge you to go to your nearest store or wherever to get a demo of it and take a look at how the quality compares to just standard definition or even just HDR. Now, Dolby Atmos, on the other hand, this basically emulates 3D surround sound. So it creates a spatial audio feature that makes your games and your movies and music, anything you're listening to, be much more immersive. Now, one thing that is important to know, Dolby Atmos is only supported freely if you use a home theater system that supports it. If you have a pair of headphones, you're gonna have to purchase the app, which is separate at 15 bucks or so per month. So unfortunately, it isn't free for headphones, but it is free for your home theater surround sound system. Nonetheless, I think it's something that I personally get behind really well, and I think that this should be adopted by any console manufacturer out there, knowing that their systems are going into most likely home theater setups. Now, the Xbox One X is also the only console that supports FreeSync, which is AMD's technology, and this is likely because the chipset that's used inside the Microsoft Xbox One X is supported and manufactured by AMD. Now, FreeSync essentially just lets you have gameplay that is carefree. So you get no screen tearing, which is when those lines kind of come across when you're moving around really fast and your system is pushing out more frames than your TV can handle. It just matches both of them really well. Now, bear in mind, to take advantage of the FreeSync capability, you do need to have a TV or a monitor that supports FreeSync technology. For those of you guys who are interested in one, I just recently put out a video on a monitor made by BenQ that is supporting that and has 4K HDR resolution, all under 500 bucks. So definitely check that out. I'll put a card up here. You guys can click on that and catch up with that whenever you get a chance. So as mentioned before, the Xbox One X is running a custom version of Windows 10, and that gives it the ability to load a lot more apps that support the Windows platform. And with that being said, SoundCloud and Kodi, by far my two favorite apps to use on the Xbox One X, Kodi more so. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with Kodi, it's an open source platform to play all kinds of media files and videos and pretty much different things that you have local on your system, or even if you're connected into a home network. With that being said, I urge you guys to definitely check out the functionality of Kodi. It is an awesome app to have on your Xbox, and knowing that you don't need to buy a separate Android TV box just to use Kodi, for those of you people who are really familiar with it, the Xbox One does support Kodi. Now, another awesome feature that the Xbox One X offers is backwards compatibility. And not just so that you can put your discs in and actually play the games, but it also offers 4K patches for select games to upscale those resolution and play them natively in 4K. This is really good. Games like Red Dead Redemption look extremely crisp and better than ever before, even when you played it on your Xbox 360. The fact that Xbox One really supports backwards compatibility is an awesome feature, and I wish that their competition, such as Sony, would really get behind something like this instead of just remastering games or having stuff put out in the form of streaming with their PS Now subscription. Nonetheless, backwards compatibility is awesome. The Xbox One X not only supports Xbox 360 games through disc format, but you're also able to put in some original Xbox games through disc format as well. That library started off really small when they first launched this, but it has massively grown into a library that is very well respectable. So along with the FreeSync support that the Xbox One X offers, the Xbox One X also has the ability to play up to 120 Hertz on monitors and on TVs. This means you can play games past 60 frames per second, albeit not at 4K resolution, mostly in the 1440p to 1080p, which of course is still downscaling resolution or super sampling 4K resolution. So it's still a very good experience nonetheless. I mean, it's really buttery smooth. you guys should check out some of the games that utilize this 120 Hertz motion and how it really takes advantage of that. It's almost like you're playing on a PC, not quite similar, but the level of smoothness that you get across the board. Again, Digital Foundry has an excellent video on how the performance really does. It doesn't work so well with games that have unlocked frame rates because it's bouncing all over the place, GTA 4 being a good example of that. However, games that don't have an unlocked frame rate really work well at 120 Hertz. So you're playing your game on your Xbox and you find this really cool thing, or you found a secret, or you just had a massive kill streak in Call of Duty and you want to share this with the world. Well, guess what? The Xbox One X makes this extremely easy to do. With the press of a few buttons here and there, you're able to actually record native 4K 60 frames per second at 10-bit. I can't emphasize on this enough, okay? The PS4 Pro only does 720p, which is horrendous. This, being able to record 4K 60 natively from your console, is a new tool for content creators such as myself, such as you, to utilize. You can share your games in that crispy resolution without having to invest in a very expensive capture card and play footage directly from your console. This is amazing, and I'm really happy with the fact that Microsoft put such an amazing capability inside the Xbox One X to do this functionality. So aside from 4K gaming, one other interesting thing that I do want to throw in there is the support for 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays. It's so sad to see that Sony did not back their own technology in this, but Xbox did. And this is great. I know there's not a lot of people that go ahead and spend 30 bucks or so on an Ultra HD disc, but there are a bunch of video files out there, and the cost of an Ultra HD player alone is several hundreds of dollars. So why not include it in the system? I mean, are you upset that you're getting an Ultra HD player capability in your console? Absolutely not. It's definitely cool. It's a good feature to take advantage of if you want to enjoy the crispiness, because everyone knows when you watch it off of a physical disc versus if you stream 4K off of Netflix or off of Hulu or whatever, it's just a million times better watching it off of a disc physically versus streaming it. Now, one last feature that I kind of want to end this video with. I think this is probably one feature that a lot of people don't even talk about, or a lot of people don't even mention, and maybe it's not much of a feature. I think it's just one that's based on the build quality of the Xbox One X. For those of you who own an Xbox One X, you'll pretty much know exactly what I'm saying. The Xbox One X is extremely quiet and silent, even when running on very heavy loads. So when you're running games that are 4K with heavy detail, great frames, or great frame rates, it's not pushing the system to the point where it sounds like a jet, like we know the PS4 Pro sounds. So, with that being said, I think it's pretty obvious to see that Microsoft put in really good engineering and excellent build quality and use of products that they used inside, use of the hardware all together. The cooling chamber that's inside this, or the vapor cooling chamber essentially that's inside this, allows the system to be virtually silent. And sometimes I can barely even tell that it's on when I'm playing it. That is awesome, okay? Looking at competition where their systems make noise, again, looking at you, Sony, for that PS4 Pro fan, you know that you guys did a horrible job there. This is awesome to see that the system is not only extremely powerful, but it doesn't even look like it's sweating while running all those games. Granted, the back of the system does get really hot when you do a temperature check, but nonetheless, it's really cool. Well, folks, that pretty much winds up this video. So I hope you guys found this useful. If you are in the market for an Xbox One, do consider the Xbox One X. I know it's a little bit more pricey than the other versions that are out there. However, it is totally worth every single penny. Just the boosted performance, the ability to play 4K Ultra HD, the different capabilities that the system offers is so much more than what it's worth. And I think it really slaps the competition out of the market looking at all the different features that it does offer. One thing I would like to see from you guys, Microsoft, if you're listening or if you're watching, is really start investing in those first-party exclusives, because we know that that's where you guys struggle this year or this generation. So hopefully you guys still pump out some awesome exclusives and continue to develop more games for your system. There's no reason why the Xbox 2 shouldn't be the leading console next generation around. If you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you guys didn't like this video, go ahead and thumbs down, no problem at all. As usual, I love to interact with you guys in the comments below, so let me know what you guys think. You guys think the Xbox One X is still worth it? I mean, we're in October 2018 now, it's almost a year old. If you do, let me know. If you don't, let me know either way. What console would you guys buy? What's your favorite game of all time? Answers to all these questions, I'd love to see them down in the comments below, guys. Until then, it was a pleasure doing this video for you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.